Kicking things off this morning, it's our friend Rick Davis from Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. And Rick has been in the jewelry business more than 40 years, and with good reasons. Rick Davis, good morning.
How you doing, Chip?
Pleasure to have you here. 40 years in the jewelry business. How did you make it so long?
Oh, I don't know. long stories behind that. I guess I bought my first class ring in about 1970. And I made about $30 on a little $20 class ring.
Right.
And I thought, look here, I like this. And it's never felt like work. You know, every day is just another treasure hunt.
You were kind enough to bring in a couple of pieces here this morning. We're going to talk about this one in particular. And this ring caught my eye immediately, and I wanted to hold it up here so you could take a look at it. Tell me a little bit about this.
That ring came in the store about, 15 years ago. It was the same, it was built, the lady had all of her paperwork. It was built the same year I was born in 1951.
Right.
To give me up my age there.
It's all right.
But it's a nice ring. I like the uniqueness of it, the way it's kind of V'd set in the corners. And I told her, I said, she'd brought it in one time before, and I said, if you want to sell that, I'd like to have it for my own ring.
Sure.
And I slid it on my finger that day, and I've not taken it off in 15 years.
Well, you're lucky that it won't fit onto my finger here. When it comes to your business, not only do you buy, you sell, you trade, you also actually create a lot of jewelry in-house. There's pretty much nothing that you can't do in the jewelry emporium.
Right.
And you've had how many transactions over the years? Ballpark it?
Over 100,000, way over 100,000, yeah.
And you just keep on getting stronger and stronger every passing day.
Every day it gets bigger and bigger.
You have a new show that's coming out, and the news on this broke, I guess 2 or 3 months ago, and this is the first time we've been able to have you in. It's going to be called America's Jeweler. Give me the premise behind this.
There's never been a show nationally that has broken down. A lot of people advertise that they buying gold.
Right.
They advertise they're buying diamonds, that kind of thing. But there's never been anybody that broke down the jewelry business and showed how it works. You know, a lot of fine jewelry stores out there, and people just don't know about them.
Sure.
There's some great designers. Some of the biggest in the country are right in New York City with showrooms and things. And you don't realize that unless you really take a good close look at it. And you pay all kinds of different prices for the quality of design work that you get. And that's how the structure's built. So you have to figure out what you want to pay for something, figure your budget, and then we go through and show them everything like that.
And you're breaking down the jewelry business in this new show. Jim Lindsay, there's a name for you Chattanoogans. Jim Lindsay sort of came up with this concept, right?
Lindsay Bradley and Johnson was his old advertising agency, I think, in Chattanooga.
Right.
And Jim was the voice of Charlie the Tuna back in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
Very talented man, but he came to me and he seen the show. We was doing a little show here in Georgia. He seen the show and he liked it, and he went back and told his wife about it in Boca Raton. And after that day, he kept telling her, I've learned a lot about the jewelry business. Well, he took her shopping, bought her a bracelet. Everything went smooth from that point on. He taught her how to watch on streaming.
Right.
Then he took it to Nashville. Nashville liked it. They come in 2 or 3 conversations. And I thought, you know, just a lot of talk.
Sure.
But the third time they come in, they had the contract with him.
Wow, nice. So you're going to be doing this show, and literally it's going to be broadcast nationwide, not just on the internet, but broadcast television everywhere. Right. When do we get to see some of the first episodes of this, Bobby?
We are right now trying to perfect the last commercial for the show.
Right.
And it's got about a millisecond that's got to be corrected.
That's right.
That's just how it is.
Sure.
I mean, they tell you that.
So you're going to be putting this together. Once this last little I gets dotted and the T gets crossed,
exactly,
then it's going to hit the, so what are we talking about? Week, 2 weeks, I think?
10 days.
10 days.
Max, probably.
All right, so folks can check their local listings to find out more about this. And the name of the show is going to be?
America's Jeweler.
America's Jeweler. Were you excited when they actually brought in the paperwork and said, sign here?
Yeah, I can't say I wasn't excited. I didn't believe it. I kept shaking my head. This ain't right. This ain't gonna work. But you know, like you and I was talking earlier, we've been around since the caveman. So you know, I mean, just that don't happen often.
Sure. Well, I think you're going to be. It's going to be a lot of fun. Did you learn anything out of in the pre-production and the things leading up to the debut. You learn anything about maybe the jewelry business or about broadcasting that you didn't already know?
A lot of stuff about broadcasting I didn't know. I've been in the jewelry business so long, that's just second nature. I mean, I can get something on a diamond, I can get within $5 of the price of it within 10 minutes.
Right.
Set of scales, the right tools.
Sure.
It's not a big problem. But the industry, when they start calling me at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning and want me to change a millisecond because I cleared my throat.
Right.
I mean, that just didn't make any sense to me. I understand it now.
We look forward to seeing the debut of the show. You can check your local listings to find out the wins, the wheres, and that sort of thing. We want you to come back before you get too big for us here in Chattanooga.
Yes, sir. Never.
Rick Davis, he's going nationwide, folks. Check it out. It's Rick Davis Gold and Diamond. You can find out more by stopping by the store. It's out on Brainerd Road. Rick, the address is
5301 Brainerd Road.
5301 Brainerd Road. I think we can, let's see, we'll tell you more about how to get in touch with Rick. And the website is?
America's Jeweler, RickDavis.com.
America's Jeweler, RickDavis.com. Stick around. There is much